welcome back to my channel. It has been a good like 3 to 4 weeks I think now since I last filmed a video. Life's caught up with me a bit. I started a new job at Waitrose and I've been doing a heck of a lot of overtime and I've been shattered, like literally out of my mind shattered. If you're wondering where I'm wearing my glasses, I'm currently getting headaches because I've been an idiot and not worn my glasses while I've read because I'm an idiot. There we go. Okay, so what I want to get down to is what this video is about. Now, 4 weeks ago when I did my last video, I said that I was going to be doing a series on drama school auditions and my journey. Now, everything that I say here is not like the be-all and end-all. This is not what you have to do to get into drama school, nothing like that. This is my experiences, my personal feelings, and I don't want any of you to be thinking, if I do this, I'm gonna get in. That is not what I am saying or talking about, and I just wanted to clarify just in case anyone thought that. But this is my journey and my experience through this year's drama school auditions. This is my 3rd year of auditions, which is a little terrifying. I'm 19, I'll be 20 in March, even though I look like I'm about 14. As you do. So yeah, this is the first video. This is going to be all about my speeches. Now, I am currently working with a wonderful teacher who is helping me with my speeches. I had my first lesson today, so I guess that's why I'm feeling a bit inspired to finally start my series. Now, when I've looked at schools before, so first year I had 2 classical and 1 contemporary. So when I chose my classical speeches first year, 1 I'd already done before and knew very, very well, so I felt like that was a safe choice. Safe is not always the best, just to let you know. And then my second piece I chose out of reading through various Shakespeare scripts with a friend who helped me pick one that we both felt would suit me as a person and I would work well with. Now, the contemporary speech my first year I found out of a book of speeches, which people say you shouldn't do, but it was a really gorgeous speech and I still to this day love the speech. So, you know, it depends. If you like the speech, it's going to be from somewhere. I mean, obviously it's going to be more used, but it does depend. To be honest, it doesn't matter how many times someone's done a speech, as long as you do it in your way and you do it well, what does it matter? Because you can see tons and tons of Hamlets or Juliets in the same way, but if you've got that one person and you're that one person that does it differently, there you go. So last year for my 2nd year, I had no motivation. I hadn't got my school teachers behind me like I had first year, and I basically reused my speeches, which is a big no-no. Don't do that. Don't do what I did. Please don't make that mistake. Basically, you need to do new speeches each year. Maybe keep 1, but a maximum of 1 from the year before, and try and put that as your backup or something along those lines. You want something fresh and new. You don't want to be stuck with the old. So that's my experience with my previous years. I did on my booktube channel document my trip to the conservatoire in Scotland. So if you would like to go and watch that, I will link it down below. Now, for the others, I didn't record my journey, but I will be doing that this time, terrifyingly, and I'm going to be showing what I'm feeling, how everything is. I want it to be raw. I want other people to know, because when I went first year, I went in very blindly, and I somehow, looking at it now, I wish I hadn't. I wish I'd known more and had a first experienced account of how it was and been able to actually see that physically. So this is me creating this physically. So what I'm going to do is start with my speeches that are currently chosen. They could change, you never know. You are more than welcome to change your speeches as long as you are confident in how they're going and are happy to do those in front of a panel and feel that is to your best ability. So I'm going to show you my contemporaries. Now, for my first one, I am doing a piece from Boys by Ella Hickson. And all of my plays, I went to the National Theatre in London and looked through the bookshop with a friend of mine, and she helped me look through speeches she'd done before and ones that she knew were good, things she hadn't done before but knew might have speeches in, and we rolled through and had a look. So the first one is a speech from Boys by Ella Hickson. This is not my first choice, not because Ella Hickson is a terrible writer, but just because I have other ones that I feel work better for me, things like that, or ones I actually just prefer because of the context, or the content even. So this is Boys by Ella Hickson. I haven't done much work on this, to be honest, so I don't feel I can give you a good account on this one. But yes, I will be doing updates as well on my speeches, so stay tuned for that one. My second one is Bunny by Jack Thorne. Now, this one I quite like. She goes on this journey with her boyfriend through it, but I'm choosing, it's literally this entire script is very thin. It is literally one giant monologue. It's really good. Well, it was, I say really good. It wasn't my kind of thing, but the monologue that I found in it, I really like. And it's very blunt and out there, and she's in her last year of school, she's 18, and she's very blunt and says exactly what's on her mind, and I really like that because it's the sort of thing that makes me laugh. The previous one from Boys is really quite an emotional one in a way, because she's talking about how she's spent time with this boy and how at the end of the evening he somewhat rejects her, and it's much more heartbreaking, whereas this is sort of just talking about general life and things that have just happened to her and her friends, and she's just thinking, well, this is it, isn't it? For my final one, I have chosen Fleabag by Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Now, this is a brilliant play, and actually a television series. If you want to watch it, it's on BBC. I will link it down below. Now, I absolutely adore this. So this is a monologue about a one-night stand. She basically has anal sex with the guy. Fascinating, as we would all think, but she does it in a way that is just so funny. She's so blasé about it, but at the same time it's kind of as if she's saying it to a friend. It's absolutely wonderful. You know when you tell your cringe-worthy stories to your bestest friends and you just have a laugh? That's basically what this is. She's almost reminds me of Miranda, but in a different way, a much more out there and pushy in your face, and not quite so comical, but comical because she's so blunt, again, blunt with it, but not, so like Miranda does all the stupid things and brilliant things that make us laugh, but Phoebe's a bit different, and I really liked it. It's difficult to explain. I can't put it into words. You need to go and watch the television series or read this. So that is it for my contemporaries, just those wonderful three. And then I only have two for my classical at the moment. I'm not sure what I want to do for a third yet, but I felt that it would be a good time to make this video, so I am. I did have a third, but I kind of got rid of it, and I'm not sure what I want to do next. Now, you don't have to have 3 of each when you start going, but if you end up going through to the further rounds, you're going to need more speeches, so it's worth having ones in mind at least, if not learning them and knowing them, because then you've got a repertoire behind you anyway, which is a wonderful thing to have. My shirt is doing weird things. Apologies. So my first speech from my classicals is a speech from The Two Gentlemen of Verona by Mr. William Shakespeare. Now, I don't know much about this play. It wasn't one I'd read before, and I still am getting to grips with it. But I'm doing the speech where Julia has torn up the letter and is regretting it very much, and I like that speech. It's quite interesting and funny in a way, and yes, so that's why I've chosen that. Now, for the one I really love, and the one I really chose, which I'm going to, I think, do with Fleabag as my main two that I'm definitely going to be doing, is Jaques from As You Like It. Now, a lot of you might say, oh, you're choosing a male speech to go to drama schools, is that a wise idea? Well, do you know what? Times have changed. Men used to play women, women should be able to play men. It shouldn't be like that, in my opinion. And the thing is, I've seen the women at the Donmar do Henry IV. You know, you've got Glenda Jackson doing King Lear. Why shouldn't we be starting that revolution of women playing the male roles? It shouldn't just be set like that. It just shouldn't, in my opinion. But there we go. Anywho, I'm breaking the mold. So I'm going to be doing the All the World's a Stage speech from As You Like It. Now, a lot of you are probably going to say, but everybody knows that it's the most overdone speech in the world. But as I said before, you can do the most overdone speech, but if you do it in your own way and in your that makes it fascinating, and you let someone identify with you, show that emotion, that's what is important, in my opinion. I'm trying to find where I put my speech. I need to put some stickies in these, but I haven't yet. I'm just flicking through till I find the massive amount of annotation. Ooh, I found it. Hang on. I have actually turned the page down, so I don't know what I've been doing. Oh well. Anywho, I chose the All the World's a Stage. You can see the amount of my annotation in there. All the World's a Stage speech, because it means something to me. He's talking about the stages of life, and where I am in my life at the moment is I'm seeing myself very much an in-between stage. In the sense that I'm not a child, but I'm not an adult. And a lot of people still see me. I look very young. I know that I look very young. And a lot of people still like go to me and say, are you 14 or 15? I get ID'd for all sorts of things. It's the most ridiculously brilliant, wonderful thing that happens. And I've learnt to laugh at it now and embrace that I look young. I'm not so unhappy with it as I was before. I mean, I still get really knocked. Don't get me wrong. But that's how it is. And yeah, so even though I am nearly 2 decades old, I still get ID'd for things like 15s. I've been ID'd for a 12 once. That was painful. I had to get my mum to buy the DVD. I didn't have ID at the time. I was just, you know, you don't think you're gonna get ID'd for a 12. Do I really look 11, guys? Please tell me. But those are my speeches, and I love Jaques, and I love how at the end he says son's teeth, son's eyes, son's everything. It's that oblivion at the end, and how we all come from nothing and go to nothing. It's the Life of Brian song. Come from nothing, you go to nothing. Well, you lost nothing. I love that moment. I'm not gonna lie, especially when he's like, you can buy our CD in there for you. I love that song. Like, unbelievably, Life of Brian, top-notch film. Anywho, back on track. So he's talking about that coming from nothing, going from nothing. And I've always, you know, grappled with mortality. Mortality has been something I've always been having to grapple with. It makes me very anxious, and I try not to think about it, because if I do, I give myself panic attacks, which is not the world's greatest of things. And there's a brilliant quote that if anyone lives in London or has been to London or is coming to London, you may have been to Leicester Square, which is a big place in London. It's a very popular tourist destination. And there's a statue in the middle of Mr. William Shakespeare himself. Now, what a lot of people don't notice is that Shakespeare is holding a scroll. And on the scroll it says, there is no darkness, only ignorance. And that for me translates to, we are only afraid of what we don't understand. And I love that, because we don't understand death, we don't understand a lot of things, and that's what we're scared of. We don't understand love, we're scared of love. Things like that, and I find it fascinating. The human condition, I love it. I find it fascinating, that's me, and yeah. So that went on a little bit of a tangent, but nonetheless. So those are my speeches for my 3rd year. Oh my goodness. I'm terrified, but at the same time, I'm young. You know, I feel so old right now. I feel like I'm running out of time, and I shouldn't feel like that. I mean, it's not that, like, I mean, it's obviously changing. The acting world is obviously changing. But when I was growing up, it was always seen that you kind of became the mum figure and didn't play interesting characters after you hit like 30, 35. Totally wrong, obviously. I mean, there are roles out, just not as many. I mean, men kind of grow into better roles. I mean, like Hamlet, you know, things like that. He just grows into better roles. And it's changing, totally changing. I mean, Emma Thompson's been a really brilliant person for that. I love her for it. But that's always been in the back of my mind, and I'm probably totally wrong, but that's always been in the back of my head that I've only got till I'm like 25 to make it, and I've got far longer than that, but that's in the back of my head. And it's like you know, a biological clock thing which women say about having children, and for me it's like my biological actor clock, if you catch my drift. But that's how it is for me, and that's how I feel. And I know I shouldn't feel that way, but that's there, and I'm learning to push that away. I'm learning to do it, learning to be okay with everything that I am, have been, and have yet to be. Yeah. So those are my speeches. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you are auditioning this year, please let me know what your speeches are. I love learning new speeches or plays or books you think I should read. I'm always wanting to learn more. And if you've got experiences or like tips and tricks, please write them in the comments, share with everyone else, because we're all in the same boat. We are all scared shitless about auditioning. I mean, let's face it, we get all like, I can do this, and the second you get in your room, you're like, okay, I'm just gonna run for 5 minutes. Okay, bye. That is me. I get very nervous going into auditions, but I will talk about this in another video. This is for another video. I am editing other videos into these videos, but that is it. So yeah, I'm gonna link all of my scripts in the description down below, and I will link the Fleabag TV series if it's still available on BBC. Go and watch it. Very, very good. I love it. So like, comment, subscribe, all that rubbish, and I will see you guys through a lens sometime very, very soon. Bye.